Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to the first tutorial. I'm Lucas, I'm from the audio bar. And yeah, as I promised you guys, I wanted to show you, actually I wanted to do this more often, maybe like once a week or something like that. Um, just like very quick tutorials. This one in particular, maybe you guys learned something. Actually, I just wanted to show you guys throughout the templates and how we did certain elements or like sections of two project templates. So one of them is gonna be this one, which is Sunlight, which is a tropical house, stylish, project, which I did, and yeah. Uh, then the second one, it's gonna be this one, which is a future base project, and it's also in Logic. Also because I don't have really an issue, working in Logic, but it's not my preference. And actually, this one is from another producer, who is also the same guy that did the Jungle Terror template, which is called "Are You Ready?", which I think is the second release that we had. So yeah, it's the same guy. Uh, so I'm gonna show it through the same here. Basically, the idea of the tutorial is just gonna be showing one section of the projects, which is gonna be the percussion or like drums on all this stuff, and like how we mix them and how we did the creative, stuff. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna start with the tropical one, which is the one I did, and yeah, I'm just gonna play a little bit the demo, and then we're gonna go through the drum section. By the way, this one has vocals already. He's from the singer that we partner up with, and so yeah, he sang on top of it. It really suits the track, like tropical chill out stuff. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard it, I think you guys gonna love it. And yeah, I'm just gonna play it through and go to the drums.
I know that we can go through every storm, 'cause no matter what comes, we will be strong. And let me tell you something that is true, I will never find someone like you.
Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to show, how is actually the track, in case. Because now I'm basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna solo this. So yeah, basically, so the first part, we're just gonna. Oops. So I gotta solo the vocal as well. There we go. And this. Basically, actually, I want to go by sections. So I'm gonna go through the breakdown first. What are the things that are playing? There we go. I think it's better. Cool. So yeah, just a quick tip. I'm gonna do a tutorial today about this. But the mastering, I'm gonna leave it on. Probably later on, as I say, probably gonna do a quick, mastering tutorial. Maybe I can do it even for this track or other track. Do a mastering from scratch or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, this one is pretty basic. It doesn't even have like a third-party plugin like Isotope or T-Rack. So yeah, whatever. Okay, let's go to the percussion. So this is really cool sample I found. It's like a snap. I call it perk, but it's actually like a snap. I don't know how to say it, but it's this sound. So you can even record this and sample, you know. Anyway, play it. Cool. So as you can see, it's actually pretty open. So basically, one of the part things is obviously, you know, cut out the lows. I believe it's like, yeah, 760. The saturator adds a lot of closing dynamics. Basically what I'm doing, I'm trying to compress the dynamics. Trying to level up the low level input, or like, well, actually, yeah, the low level, so it's everything is more squashed. It also adds a bit more warmth into the actual sound. So like the difference would be, yeah. So Nets, it's a reverb. It's quite as you can see, the same. I'm not using the low input, of course. Just trying to cut a little bit of the highs. Nothing special about. It's kind of like a mid-room. There is quite some pre-delay, so that would make a huge difference. So that really opens up the sound, the stereo image, and also the stereo knob. And yeah, around 10 to 20%. In this case, since this is the thing that is playing through the breakdown, and the breakdown is quite chill, it's not really powerful. So this really, you know, adds frequencies to the spectrum. So that's why it's quite high, you know. For normally, like for example, in the drop sessions, I wouldn't use 15 to 20% in the drops. And then, yeah, just EQing, and I do quite heavy EQing, by the way, guys. So I really love it. And yeah, so basically, I always kind of do the same method, EQing before reverb and after reverb. And yeah, so that's the thing. Next would be the hi-hat, which I think is nothing special. Yeah, it's just a sample. I believe it's just called hi-hat 3, yeah. Yeah, just the basic rhythm. So it's 1, 2, 3, before 4, mid 4, and that's it. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, the claps, I believe. Yeah, I use a lot of reverb in this one. As I say, it's to cover the spectrum. This one as well. It has a lot of wet in it, and it's way longer. So it does sound long. You can see the difference probably. So yeah, and it's the same for the claps. So yeah, so this one really does add a difference. Normally, so for example in this one, it actually is more low. So yeah, normally I wouldn't use reverb for its channel because it's really, you know, consumes a lot of CPU. But you know, it's not like how you say, Ableton algorithm is getting better, so it's not a big struggle actually to add reverb per channel, or you know, to do it in a send. But it's really up to you. Sometimes I do it. It depends in my flow of the track. So in this case, apparently I did it a lot in all of the channels, or at least those, because it's the breakdown. And yeah, the same method, trying to EQ before processing and after processing. This is quite pretty clear. I always do this after reverb, always try to cut the lows, and in this case I didn't want a lot of the air, you know, like unwanted noise, for example. So that's why I did a high cut over there. And yeah, there's no automations, as I believe. Yeah. So what else? Okay. So yeah, that was pretty much the breakdown part of the track. There's these drums, which I'm gonna show later. Cool. So let's go to the cool part, which is the kick, and I'm gonna play the hi-hats as well. Yeah, the hi-hats is a quite important element of kind of like tropical house if you want to make this kind of tracks. So yeah, basically the kick, as you can see, is quite not big. This is quite common for tropical. You don't want to bury like a big room or like a dubstep or like a trap, you know, 808 kick with a sustained low or like a very punchy attack, you know, like. So yeah, it's just pretty, you know, simple, which is about like 100, yeah, around 150, less than 200 milliseconds. Yeah, one other thing I didn't mention, the tempo. So normally for like tropical house, you would keep them around 100, 110 max. But normally, yeah, there's even tracks like at 90 or BPM, and yeah, I don't think I haven't heard below that. But yeah, it's the average. Anyway, sorry again, guys. I really need to get used to this. This is my first like doing this kind of tutorial, so bear with me. Believe the hi-hats has nothing. Wow. Okay. What about this? Again, sorry. Yeah, so one thing I did notice because I was playing it through. So this one is quite processed already, the sample, the first hi-hat. And it just plays every in the second beat. Nothing special. It's quite a long tail, not very clicky attack. So it's perfect and smooth for a tropical kind of house track. And this is something I actually do a lot, at least for this kind of like tracks where you have to mess up with a, you know, little percussions and stuff like that. So there is a second hi-hat which basically follows the same rhythm as the first hi-hat, and I open them so they're not totally central, and by this I can how you say, I can gain some frequency space in the middle section of the spectrum. So normally I do that for especially for top frequency drums, so hi-hats, rides, crashes, stuff like that. I would never leave them in the middle. You can either do this, you know, put two, or for example in a crash, which I believe I don't. So in this case there isn't, but you can, like, for example, have a ride or a crash, but maybe it's useless to have two samples. So in that case you would use like in this case in Ableton you have this one, right? So you just open the panorama, or actually the width, so it will decentralize. So basically the center is not the priority. So if you hear the difference now, see how, and also when you open, in this case, like you're using this one, the width, you do lose gain in the overall volume. So you're gonna hear the difference. So you're gonna hear that it's actually louder when it's at 100 because it's more centralized. See that? Huge difference. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. What else? Yeah, I was hearing through this one, and I thought maybe, you can put some reverb, because I was hearing it alone. So if you guys hear it alone, you also can hear us a bit in the right. I think I was playing through this one, yeah. Obviously cut, like I say, probably in the drop, maximum, I would put 10%, something like that. Sounds pretty clean. There we go. Yeah, so you can choose. Actually, I can leave it. What else? So, okay, let's go to percussion. So we already heard hi-hat 3. Basically, the rhythm is different. It follows the 4th beat and then the 2nd beat, 4th beat, 2nd, so on, so on, so on, so on. So yeah, pretty basic. Clap. Yeah, so this is the clap from the build-up. I do believe I don't use it in the drop. Yeah, so it's just in the build-up. This is a cool percussion. So yeah, this is the snap, the one I really love. And here comes the 2, 3, and 4, which I'm gonna open. I think we can take the clap out, yeah. So yeah, basically this one follows the 4th one, and then this one follows the 2nd one. Yeah. So we play that. Let's play. And I believe I do it every 4 bars. Oh, okay. And then this one, that's why I wanted to show you guys. This one plays every 8 bars. Oops, sorry. 2 bars, 4 bars. Silent in this. Just synths probably. Yeah. And then back in. So. So yeah, this is like the bell percussion sample. And I'll just play this one. Yeah. Basically, again, just reverb, a little bit of cutting the lows. Reverb again. This one is long, sustained. And then I do this because to keep it wet. Also to not make it so, how you say, snappy. And that's something you would normally tend to do for tropical house. You would tend to make the whole track smooth and flowing. So reverb is a big key element for tropical house tracks. Again, reverb here, 27, long decay. So this would be a large room style. This would be a mid 35. Yeah, a small room, but a lot of that. And yeah, so yeah, this one you guys saw it. Normally, in this case, strange, but I would normally put. Yeah, I would normally put like an EQ around there, just to cut a bit. Just a bit. Maybe not. It's actually quite low. Maybe that's why I did add a lot of reverb, because otherwise it would be really thumpy, Thumpy, I think it's called. See? It's like a tom sample. Sorry again. This one is, yeah, I said it's like a tom sample. Hi Tom. I do believe it's not, yeah, it's not transposed. Or maybe it was and then I consolidated. I don't think so. What else? Okay, so that was the percussions. As you can see, I do it every 2 bars and 4 bars. Then we go to these ones, I believe, is tom percussions. The snare. Okay, so I forgot to mention the snare buildups. Which was a sample. Don't tell me where, because I forgot. I could check, but I totally forgot. Cool, just cutting the lows. I think I should have done that. It's kind of like process apparently, because you can hear like the tail. There's a bit of reverb there. Not too much. It's quite analog. Also, something very important about Tropical House is to make it very analog. Try not to use, you know, over processed, distorted, and yeah, samples. So try to find, you know, analog samples around there. I think it's a better thing. So I'm gonna go through this one because this one is quite important. Percussion. Basically, this one, what it does, it plays off beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, off beat, go. So I do that all the time, and it does add like a more drummy, you know, kind of like tropical Caribbean kind of style. So you would hear it probably with the hi-hats. You can hear it. See that it plays off beat and long reverb. It's already processed. Probably it wasn't, because it's just a basic tom and then I consolidate it. I do that often actually. As I say, in this case I use a lot of reverbs per channel, so I consolidate them to save the CPU space. What else? So I think the last 2 are this, which are toms, would I believe, or snares. I don't think so. Yeah, so it's toms. Again, what I did here is the same with the hi-hats. I used 2 different samples and then I open them to lose that central image, to keep the kick there pretty much, and yeah, to give space, you know, to the bass, to the synths, to the effects, even though they're not low frequency. But yeah, pretty much to give, you know, frequency space in the center image. Nothing special. Again, I believe this one is pretty raw sample, so maybe you can use, you know, a little reverb there as well. This one probably. Let's try this one. Super low. Let's actually do like this. Yeah. Yeah, you know, to give some warmth in there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the drum. Okay, so I think we got a different snare. Or no? Oh, this is from the intro. Oh no, it's here. Whatever. Another tone. Cutting the lows, reverb. Probably I should have done this. And yeah. Nothing special. Where's this snare? Oh, yeah, so this is the intro one. Again, this is the process one. So it's tap delayed and it's growing the wet amount. It's kind of like a clap snare sample with reverb and cut out in the lows at the very end. Something I actually do often. It's my style. Yeah. So you would want to do this normally. Maybe I can actually do a tutorial about, you know, how to make effects or, you know, drums from scratch. Maybe I should do that. I just wanted to show you the percussions. And yeah, the other thing is I actually wanted to show you, because all these drums from this template, you can actually get them for free in my SoundCloud page, which we go here. They should be there. So it's this one. You guys can get pretty much all the drum samples from the Tropical project, and they're all from the like all the samples are from that project. So yeah, it's free download. You can guys get them. I think it's quite a big easy start, you know, to start making a tropical house type of track with this. Anyway, let's go back. I believe I didn't forget anything. Let's go to the future bass. Okay guys, so again, I'm just gonna play a little bit of the demo of the track, so you guys are familiar, like how is the actually track. And yeah, then again, go through the drums. This one has less drums, it's pretty straightforward. This is made by the other producer, but as I say, he's also a Logic producer, so I thought, yeah, why not open the Logic version, and also because I don't really have a problem working with Logic. So yeah, let's play it through. This is start. So yeah, that's the track. Oops, it's different Logic. So yeah, actually we're gonna go through the kick and bass, which I believe is probably the key element in the percussion of this kind of tracks, at least. Maybe not so much, for example, as I say, in the tropical, but in this case, the kick, it is quite the big difference. And normally, like in trap tracks, even dubstep or bass house, like these new genres, you will tend to make the kick with a long sustain, which is even more like replacing the actually sub bass, the sub layer. You would tend to use like an 808, a kick with this long bass instead of using a sub bass, which I believe there isn't here in this case. There's no sub bass layer because basically all the sub frequencies, it's all covered by just the kick. So yeah, that's a totally different technique, to use. So let's just hear it through. As you can see, the 808 is huge. It's basically sustained, like there's no end at all. So yeah, so basically, what is the track doing? Basically, the attack of this 808 is so low, basically, that there is another. Oops, again. There's another kick layer, to add that attack to the 808 sample. And then here is just a triple rhythm right there. It just follows, the classic trap, which is like the third. Yeah, it follows the third. It's every thirds. I'm not really into trap, guys, so if you are, I guess this you guys know this is like the basic rhythm, and then this is the tripled, which is basically in the middle sections from this. So it's 1 2, which is the same here, 1 2, but over. Yeah, I think I have no more. Basically, let's go to basically basic cut in the lows. Actually, could have even done more, like, well, yeah, maybe 40, because we want this one to be the sub, to be the main sub. Noise case, I believe, yeah, so this is basically to let in, to take out of some of the snap, like noisy click from the attack of the click, and you could hear the difference. So you can hear that difference in the noise click. There is a bit reduced in there. EQ and gain, which is the same as utility in Ableton. He's just lowering 2 instead of using the volume meter. Again, it's just preference. For the 808, okay, so he used basic lows, cutting the highs, it's not needed. You want to give that space to the synths. Basically, yeah, sidechaining it with the kick, I believe. Yeah. So pretty straightforward. Actually, it's from the ghost kick. This is what's sending it through here. Which is the same one to sidechain the synths and other melodies. etc. Okay, the rhythm section, pretty basic again. I believe this is the drop part. So crash, quite processed, long reverb already there. Again, same, cutting the lows after the process, and just another gain, actually reduce -5 dB. What else? Snare, quite simple, every 2 beats. Quite a lot of reverb. So what I can see is that the group of percussion is going through bus 3, which I did check this, and it has the, it's this one. Yep. It has a long, the reverb in Logics are way different. In my opinion, they're way stronger. Like they do sound more prominent. So you gotta be careful because yeah, the amount of reverb in Ableton is actually a bit maybe more exaggerated because it's more like soft in terms of how much is actually processing the signal. And the Logic one is actually, yeah, it's quite very delicate. Like just put some little amount and it does add a lot of reverb. So yeah, there's actually not much there added. And yeah, pretty basic, mid, small room, nice plate with lots of tail in there. And yeah, that's oh yeah, so there's like an EQ again, cutting the lows, cutting the air, a bit there, you know, to cut the muddiness, a bit here for the snares around there, because this one is basically, I guess, for the drum section. A bit of here for the hi-hats, 10K. What else? A compressor. Again, trying to compress everything out. You know, making it all smooth and flowing between each other, especially in this part. You want the drums to, you know, glue between them. So we can hear this part. Is a kind of typical trap, future bass, hi-hat loop. We can go back now. Pretty obvious. Utility again, not using volume meter and cutting the lows. Actually, I think I did this before starting because I always do it. And claps, I did the same. Crash, again, even more probably you can do it because crash is really high frequency, I believe, right? Yeah, 5K. Ride, which follows the rhythm. Again, I think it's okay now. So it's offbeat, second, third, offbeat. Okay, so it doesn't. It's not any weird rhythm. Again, all this is being group, which goes to the bus, which the bus has reverb. So that's why you hear it with reverb and you don't see the reverb here. So it's actually more organized in a different style. Sometimes I do it, like I say. Yeah, big room snare. This is the, I think, so-called Atlanta snare that this guy uses a lot. He uses the same snare, I believe, in in the other track he did. Oops. I'm trying to zoom out. There we go. So it's just there. Just, yeah, it's kind of like a noisy, quiet process nerd. Yeah, that's the end of the drums. It's not pretty much nothing more in particular. Let's just hear it up again. Maybe let's hear it from the main part of the drop. So yeah, guys, hope you like this. Hope you liked the tutorial. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, quite basic stuff. I wanna do probably some kind of mixing tutorial or like mastering chain in the track, but doing from scratch. I think that's a more creative thing to do. Yeah, just post comments if you like it, if you don't, what you think I should change, blah blah blah. And yeah, oh yeah, one thing I did wanted to show you guys. So if you guys haven't checked, basically this tutorial is part of like of a giveaway that I'm doing for the latest pack, which is the Pokemon Go, which is serum presets and wavetables. You also get 60 Pokemon shouts, 10 Pikachu samples, 5 effects. So yeah, it's actually quite a big pack and it's super cheap as well. So if you don't win the giveaway, it is at 50% discount the whole week, all this week. So it's at £7, which is less than $10. So if you haven't grabbed it, you haven't heard the demo, I'm gonna play it out now. And that's gonna be pretty much the end of the video. So hope you guys enjoyed it and cheers.